In that order, Joe B. Kent, Aaron Fowles, Minister Yahweh. Please state your name and address for the record. At the end of that, your 2 minutes will begin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Joe B. Kent, 5111 Flamingo, Memphis, Tennessee, 38117. Chairman Boyd, you said in the commercial appeal, we're in crisis mode related to economic development, but the problem is that the public conversation and desperately needed oversight of EDGE in the economic development complex is not occurring. This is because you and Madam Chair Schaefer won't call meetings of the Joint EDGE Committee. I understand and accept the need for offline meetings, but no public conversation and oversight with the Joint Committee. There's just none happening. Some have said you're looking for solutions. Well, here are some solutions. Excessive pilots are not working. Restructure EDGE. Bogus accounting. Restructure EDGE. EDGE board are not lifetime members like the Supreme Court should not be. Restructure EDGE. Just follow the Amazon roadmap by the Memphis economy and the University of Memphis. Memphis national leadership in career education. That's my solution, path track. Bulldozer solution. Quit listening to the same people in Memphis Tomorrow, the Chamber, and EDGE. They don't know what they're doing. You know more what you're doing from an economic development standpoint than they do. You really do. Start listening to the people. You can listen to these guys some, but don't listen to them all the time because they've already demonstrated they don't know what they're doing based on the data. I mean, it's conclusive. It's not questionable anymore. It is conclusive data. So if you have any questions, I'd love to. I've got a minute here. I can take questions if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done.
I'm going to ask a question about, you said I will not hold a meeting. I mean, I think the last time that you were in front of us, we had a joint meeting, which was held over at Shelby County Government, which we had it between the stakeholders and EDGE. It was a conversation talking about trying to bring WIN and GMAC to the table, which was the responsibility. The next meeting was supposed to be set up by the county. So when you're talking about changing economic development, talking about changing the way that we do business, I think I've been pounding the pavement and hitting it pretty hard as it pertains to economic development and opportunities in the city. So I haven't been sitting on the sidelines just looking. I'm actually been out there trying to make something happen. So I'm kind of confused when you said I won't call joint meetings, because I have. And if I can recall, you attended it.
Yeah, I did. Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what happened out of that meeting was, I mean, there's supposed to be, you set up the committee and then you had one meeting. There hasn't been any oversight of EDGE for 7 years. So you had one meeting. There were supposed to be follow-up meetings. Madam Chair Schaefer is on record on Shelby County Commission is stating that she's waiting for you to call the meeting and for the follow-up meetings, and the follow-up meetings aren't happening. So this should be an ongoing public conversation where you're collecting testimony and bringing in people and talking to them. But just to have one meeting after saying you got this huge problem, just having one meeting and being done.
Well, I'm going to go on record, Mr. Kent. This was a joint body, what we set up. It was city and it was county. So therefore, the responsibility was not on Berlin Boyd. It was on both of us, and I am not going to overwork my staff to continue to set up meetings time and time again when we're not having participation of meetings being set up on both sides. So I can carry the ball so far, but I was expecting it to be reciprocal and meetings to be set up on the other side of the street as well.
What's going on is y'all are blaming each other for not calling the
Well,
meetings.
I mean, I own what I do. And I got the conversation started. So if I say I'm going to set something up.
I'm not blaming you totally, sir.
Oh, I'm just saying, I own what I do, and I don't have a problem with addressing what I own. And it's not my responsibility at this point to set up another meeting. They want to have a meeting, let them call one, and I'll participate.
Well, and I'm purposely putting both of you on the record. That's why I'm down.
I mean, that's fine. You can put us on the record. I mean, but, you know,
I appreciate it.
I'll kind of, you know, with you trying to have an end game of getting a contract, just threatening and saying you're putting somebody on the record, I don't think that's a good way about going about getting a contract. And I think you probably should tame that a little bit when you when you're going to need the help from elected officials to get you to the point of where you want to be, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Aaron Fowles, Minister Yahweh.
Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Fowles, 3060 Scotland Road, 38128. I'd like to begin by saying I think it was inappropriate that Darren Bond was removed from these chambers. The unedited footage from last week's meeting, would show that her responses were provoked. But I want to move on and clear the air about the vacancy resignation issue. There were some misunderstandings said on television yesterday I'd like to clear up. We're not calling on anyone to resign now. We're calling on pledges of resignations should and only should somebody win in August. There's a difference between the charter language and Home Rule Amendment 1852. I'd like to read something that one of the council members wrote yesterday. The resignations would create the vacancies. We would have to fill those vacancies in 30 days, and it's not a question of should those seats get a special election in November. They would, as required by combined provisions of charter and state law. So at least somebody up there is in agreement. I'm not paid by fair vote. No one here is. That's incorrect. So if you could all stop saying that. It's been said more than once. And the one thing that we all agree on is that this is really a nullity unless there's a vacancy to talk about, and that cannot be compelled. We agree on that. There are, in this room right now, there are exactly 2 people who can put this to bed right now. They know who they are, and they know what they can do. Thank you very much.
Weird. And this time, so I don't need you. I'm responding to everybody. So I got 2 people, constituents. One came to my community meeting yesterday. You probably noticed that face in my presentation, right, Ms. Gilder? Mm-hmm. And Mr. Mosley, you remember the first meeting that we had when we were discussing particular items, correct? And you were disrespected by folks, got called you people and all those other things. And did you provoke them? No, you did not. This councilman does his job, and he does it very well for the people in those respective zip codes. Something that the gentleman who was up here doesn't know anything about because he doesn't know who I represent. I do. Ms. Gilder, you were at my meeting. We had over 100 folks. We talked about the grocery store opening up. We talked about the great things that this council did as far as the budget. We discussed instant runoff or ranked choice voting. And I let you know exactly what particular people were trying to do. And you were there when I asked that particular question to the actual constituents, the people of 38109 and 38116. And I asked them, did they want me to, after I win my election, because I have confidence that I will, do you want me to go ahead and step down, or are you okay with me transitioning if I have to use the 90 days? 2430 was there. I appreciate Annette Peckler being there because she was a witness as well as you. When I asked the question, do you want me to stay? What was the reaction? Almost everybody raised their hand. Is that correct? Those are the people that I represent, and those are the people that I listen to, not Aaron Folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. And furthermore, as it pertains to the rules and regulations of what this council does with somebody getting suspended, those rules are determined and set up by this body. As chairman of this body, I will not let any member, anyone, come up and disrespect any council member behind this dais and disrespect me. It's amazing how citizens think that they can come in these chambers and talk to us like we're not even human beings, but expect us to respect you. We have people that sit out there and put blogs out that lie and say people got contracts and people go to Nashville and set up TDZs. Are you serious? But you want to sit there and lie and hold your camera up and come and talk to us like we're not human? We have family just like you do. And I'd be damned as the chairman of this body, I will allow you guys to disrespect us like that. My son look at me every day just like your family look at you. You think the only thing we want to hear about is what we do wrong and what we're not doing? We're not dancing to the beat of your drums? That is so blatantly disrespectful. There is parliamentary procedure in all that we do. We can agree to be disagreeable. But at the end of the day, guys, come on, man, seriously. And I will defend each of these guys and women that's behind this dais as if they were myself. So you mess with them, you messing with me. Sorry about that, guys, but Minister Yahweh, you're next, sir.